Open bar.
Open bar. Open bar. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Snoop, fam first, emphasis on the fam first. And backed by popular demand, we brought the Open Bar podcast back. So this podcast is basically where we talk about, things that go on in our community, calisthenics, the pros, the cons, the good, and the bad. So alongside with me is my co-host, Muscle Up Mills, as usual. What's going on, Mills? How you feeling, bro?
Feeling good.
Podcast.
Muscle Up Mills is back.
Muscle Up is Muscle Up Mills again?
Muscle Up Mills.
What was it last time? Just Mills? Is Muscle Up Mills?
I was feeling real regular, so it was just Mills.
So alongside with us now, as y'all all know, is the legend herself, Illuminati Chi Code. Chi, what up, though?
What's up, y'all?
Good.
Chilling.
So like I said, we're bringing this podcast back by popular demand, and we're going to jump right into the first topic. But before we jump in, please make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. We're really trying to make this a movement now. Support us, TeamSpartaa.com. You can support the merch at TeamSpartaa.com, or just give us any kind of feedback. We're trying to do community work, and we need the community to help us do community work. So this podcast episode, we're kicking this episode off with a very touchy subject in calisthenics. It's basically, we're gonna call it set credit. So a lot of people in calisthenics, they want to take people's moves, they want to take people's sets and claim it as their own, and it's been going on for a very long time. So we wanted to bring it to this format to talk about it, what we think about it, and obviously in the comments we want to hear y'all thoughts on it. So I'm gonna start off with, this is something that's been happening for a very long time in calisthenics. So back in the day when calisthenics was in like the golden era, it was, creativity. It was, I created this move, I did this move first, you stole my move, etc. So what are your thoughts, Chi, on just people taking moves or taking credit for moves that aren't there or not giving proper credit?
Yeah, so basically, like, if you are gonna, if you see somebody do a move or something that you have never done yourself or created yourself, it's just as simple as saying, like, yo, I seen such and such do this, I'm gonna try it out and, see how it goes, and just give the credit, just so, it doesn't seem like you created it, or, it's the first time it's being done by you.
Mm-hmm. So all right, so with what you said, let's say you create a move and I copy your move and I don't, let's say Mills saw your move and then I got the move from Mills. So I don't know you did it, right? But I give the credit to Mills. Does the fault go on Mills for not putting me on game that he got from Chi? You get what I mean? You get the question I'm asking?
Yeah. I feel like Mills should, if he did it first, if he did it after he saw me do it, he could simply just be like, yo, I saw Chi do this move, I'm gonna do this move, and and then that way, when you seen it, it would have already been established that it was my move first.
So I think the better question is, do you think it's a big deal or not, as far as like it turning into beef or arguments or social media back and forth?
A big deal, like you saying, if you should make it a big deal, if
you did a move and you see it copied, are you the type of person to be like, it's whatever, or do you feel like, I need to speak on this because
if it's something that if it's something that I created and I want credit for it, or if I'm getting paid for it, I would definitely want somebody to say, yo, I seen Chi do this first, let me pay homage, or let me shout out,
Okay. So Mills, same question.
Yeah, you should always acknowledge the person and let them, where you got the move from. But, when it comes to the move in particular, just the move, I look at it as similar as the dunk contest. It's some people do Jordan did the jumping from the free throw, but I think Julius Erving came up with that and did it first.
Okay.
But Jordan was so ill with it, I guess he took it. Everybody remember Jordan more than Julius Erving. So, but as long as you get the, you know the history, you're knowledgeable on where the move came from. That's really the most important thing. But you could some people could do the move better, but still get the acknowledgement to where the original move where it originated come from.
That's such a dope point because I think that's what a lot of calisthenics athletes fear. You know, like I made this move, but you did it better. So they're only gonna give you love for it, and I should get that love for it. You know, so that's a very dope point because like I really think that's the case, especially back then, because like you know this is art. You know, like it's creativity. And with working out in general, it's a lot of ego involved and a lot of testosterone, a lot of emotion. So you know, when you see your stuff get taken or something, I feel like, you know, a lot of people have ego-driven responses. It turns into hood shit, like, yo, what up? Why you stole mine? You ain't give me credit type vibes. So, but like you said, that does. So now let's insert social media into this because they're always the third party that just adds extra fuel to the fire because you know they are the ones that's going to, a lot of people, they feel that, like you just said, Julius Erving, Jordan did it. They feel like they lose their fan base to the stronger athlete, you know. So what are your thoughts on that, G?
So social media, like, so like for example, like what you're saying, like as far as like the social media, you're saying like what do you mean? So
I mean it like, all right, let's say I create a move, right? I create a move, I do the move, you do the move, and you get more credit from it, right? So now your fan base has grown. I'm not getting the credit I feel I deserve from it. So now I have a beef with Chi now. She stole my move. She's where I should have been with this set that I made. And social media does not know the difference.
Especially if you have like a bigger following than the person who created the move, and then you do it, and then it seems like your fan base or your followers, like they think that it came from you, and then maybe you don't want to say where you got it from because you feel like your followers are gonna be like, hey, like, you know, I thought that you created this. Let me go to the originators and see, you know, what they have. And so I feel like the people that have big followings and it, you know, they go based off of that, they might be afraid to say where they're getting certain stuff from because they're not gonna seem like the creators anymore. You know what I'm saying? So
okay, so all right, here's my next question now. We talked about moves, so let's move on to something more complex like a set. A routine.
Right.
So I can only use us as examples because I can only speak from our point of view. So when a set is done, right, and another team, it's almost like an open challenge in a way. And people want to test themselves. So if they see Snoop drop a challenge and it took him 10 minutes, they want to gauge themselves. Oh, it took me 15, so I got work to do, or I did it faster than Snoop, so I'm ahead of the game. So when these sets,
credit.
because what I've noticed in calisthenics, and is, you know, if people take this as shade, they take it as shade. A lot of people aren't creators. A lot of people are just doers. They want, especially in fitness, tell me what to do and I'll do it. But if you ask me to set up what we doing, I'm gonna draw the blank. So a lot of people can just, if I give you a million things to do, you can do it. But if I tell you to create a million things, you're kind of stuck. So when it comes to a set, do you think it deserves the same energy as like taking a move? Because a move is more creativity. I'll use examples, you know, because like I said, I feel the fan bases are important in this because, like, let's use Beast as an example. Beast did the elevator where he went from the pull-up bar, he jumped all the way to the top. And that was so mind-blowing for the people that saw it that we know 1,000%. And Beast, his character was just on some, that's my move, because he's in your face with it. He's not reserved. So do you feel like the move as opposed to the set deserves the same kind of like energy? You get what I mean?
More.
Yeah.
the set deserves more.
You feel the set deserves more energy than stealing a move.
Because you said the set is more creativity is involved. You know what I mean? How you want to set your blueprint on the workout, and a lot of people don't got that, so they just follow the trend, copycat, and just do what they see.
Yeah.
You know, and so the set deserves more of a shout out. Like, shout out to such and such. That was a dope set. You know, and you can add your spin to it. You know, the original set, and then you could throw your little spin to it, your little style and swag to it. But always you want to acknowledge the person, especially like the creativity in the routine set is like makes it like, wow, that's tough, that's nasty. You know, a move is like, it's in the story. It's 15 seconds, it's over. Once you do it, you know, the set, you're gonna be watching it. It's like a full routine, a full document.
Like a story.
Yes.
I feel like it's more strategic. And like you get more from a set. Like the goal, it's like a method to the madness. So you can achieve like a certain goal from doing a set. You know what I'm saying?
So just to go a little deeper, I had a conversation with Beast a long time ago to where, you know, we're very aware of culture vultures. So he would invent a move, you know, in our culture, we know it all came from Beast. You know, people outside of the calisthenics fitness, people that's into CrossFit or just cross kind of training would see that move. They would put it on a P90 DVD or something to that nature, changing the name of it, and it's all theirs. Successful, big business spin. You know, is big company taking from little company. You know, so I think that's where a lot of the ego comes in from, or the protection rather of this is my set. Because I just personally feel that if you know, it comes down to home training, as messed up as it sounds. I'm the type of person where if I know I got this set from you, I have no problem saying I got it from you, whether you're an enemy or an ally. It doesn't matter, you know? But bottom line is just the credit being given, and people just lack that part because they feel like giving credit is disrespectful because, oh, you ain't invent the pull up. Why do I gotta shout you out? I did the set.
They try to make you seem like you petty for saying certain things like, oh, it's just working out, it's just moves. Like,
it's just a set with a number attached to it.
At that point, it's intellectual property, especially when you're trying to build a brand and you're getting paid for it. Like, you have to give credit.
It's almost like looking at somebody else's playbook on a football team or a basketball team.
Yeah, you notice in football, when they say plays, they like this.
Right.
Because the other team has people in the crowd breathing your lips. You know? So that's another perfect example. So let's use the 5-minute drill as an example. I want to bring up That's Good Money. He's probably one of the most successful calisthenics YouTube channels out there, right? And he's made the 5-minute drill almost like his staple. If you go on his channel, he's asking you to do the 5-minute drill. The 5-minute drill, I had a conversation with George, who's just a videographer. He's a historian of the game, but you know, history gets lost when it's not spoken of enough. So, you know, he straight up said, I don't know where the 5MD came from. I just know it's a set that a lot of calisthenics athletes do. So I record it, and he's become famous for it. He's almost like Mr. 5MD now. But when I spoke to him, I told him, like, you know, it originated in Brooklyn from Zeph and Doc. It originated as a 10-minute drill that they failed. And mind you, this is like a decade ago. So they failed, and they decided, let's dilute this, let's water it down, let's split it in half, and work our way up. So hence the 5MD was born that day. So he straight up said, you know, thank you. I did not know that. And, you know, just being a genuine person, he'll give that credit. It's not saying every time you post a 5MD, you need to say where it came from, but, you know, it's just when the history gets lost, or if someone asks, you can give the proper information.
They're knowledgeable of it.
But like I said, this is a set that YouTube is a paycheck now. There's a lot of calisthenic athletes getting paid off of YouTube. So I go on a lot of these channels, almost all of them do the 5-minute drill. So do you think that it's I wouldn't say an issue, but when these sets that have a price tag on it now, the 5MD is a popular set that if you build it enough, you'll get paid from YouTube on. Do you feel like that is something that should be addressed, or is kind of like an example of like it is what it is?
So what you asking me exactly? What about what you asking me?
Like meaning, all right. The question is, the 5MD is a set that Zeph and Doc created.
Oh,
It was
specifically.
the history of it got lost, and now it's probably the most popular set in YouTube.
Okay.
I can name a lot of calisthenic YouTubers that make money off the 5MD.
Specifically the 5MD.
Specifically the 5MD. You go on all these channels,
Yeah.
they got 5MDs on there filming other people do it, filming themselves do it, and they're getting a check for it. So does that fall into the category of you stole my set and monetized it and I'm not getting nothing out of it? Or does that just go to you created something great for calisthenics in a whole?
I think that you created something great for it, for as a whole now, because it's out there now. It's almost like a push-up. You know, it's a form of working out or a workout movement, or exercise. So it's a go-to, like, oh, you know, some people go to the park and be like, let me do some pull-ups, let me do some push-ups. So if you want to think of a routine, be like, oh, let's do the 5MD. Like almost everybody know it. That's not knee deep into the whole calisthenics in the sport, but they know the 5MD.
Right. It's just about. I feel like it's just about knowing where it came from. Like as long as the person
Just knowing
knows,
the history.
Yeah, it's just about knowing the history. As long as you know where it came from, then.
Cause you know what it turns into, and that's the part that turns me off, is like you said, people feel like they invented calisthenics in general. You know, like I'm the bar father, so if you do a pull-up, thank you. You know, like you owe me credit, because you wouldn't be doing pull-ups if it wasn't for me. When this is something that, you know, the army uses, the damn Egyptians use, the Romans use, like, you know, all sorts of things.
I think it comes down to a lot of ego too, because like you said, people don't be wanting it. Now everybody want to get paid and they want to be known, like on YouTube and stuff. So they don't want their followers to go look at somebody else. So it's like, let's say you bring somebody up in the sport on calisthenics, and I bring somebody up under me, and I bring them to the TeamSpartaa team to work out. And then you do 100 clip push-ups. I start to think like the person that I brought under me, he start following you, he start linking you. I feel like a lot of them have that mentality and that mindset.
That's what I was about to say. It's about the mentality that people have. Like they just
like you taking taking people from them.
Right, you taking people if they played it, but really it's the other way around. Like.
I agree, but then I disagree, because the thing about calisthenics is like I said, it's I compare these to sports like basketball and football. So like I'll use basketball. Let's use Steph Curry. You're probably one of the greatest shooters that ever shot. But that does not take credit away from the Ray Allens, the Reggie Millers. They're still good shooters. We have this tendency that I hate of, because I'm good at something. If I say I'm better at push-ups, that does not mean she's bad at push-ups.
Right.
You understand? And we take it that way because our ego or our inner voice or something like, what do you mean you're better than me? It's like, I just feel I'm better than you. You know, this is a sport where everything is prove it. You know, so all of these sets, all of these challenges that go out there, because like I said, some of them get popularized. So the 5MD is the perfect example. So that's why, you know, if I do a 5MD, like, you know, not even trying to brag, a 5MD for a person who comes from the home that it was made in, a 5MD for me is like a 3MD. You understand? Because we've been doing this, I got it from the source. A lot of people found out the wrong way, so I learned it the proper way, and it shows. So, you know, it's just almost a challenge. Is something that is used to get the calisthenic community stronger, and some people use that as I made it. I'm gonna use this as to get bread off of it, which is fine, because we want the sport to grow, and it grows in different ways. Some people do things for genuine reasons. Some people do things because they're driven by success and money and fame and a cult following.
Right.
Like if you're truly genuine and all about the community, like for me personally, I have advertise like us when I'm working out with someone one-on-one. Like, oh, you think I'm strong? You should see one of my guys in the team and come with us to the league and bring them more. And that's how you open up more people. Now they want to come all the time. You know, that's if you really truly about the community and about the sport growing.
Other people,
So
like
okay.
you said about watching basketball, like
No,
you
I wanna
don't like
be-
one team. That don't mean you don't like the whole basketball, like the whole league.
Yeah,
You know what
exactly.
I'm saying? You need others.
So that comes down to the cutthroatness of just calisthenics or sport in general. Because like the example we said in football, the coaches got to cover their mouth when they say to play because they might be somebody ear hustling or reading lips or something. So let's go to calisthenics now. So let's say now we're trying to take calisthenics to a place that it becomes an Olympic sport. It becomes bigger than just being in the parks and stuff like that, right? And we're on the right path. But like I said, it depends on who is in the power seat, because we confuse popularity with strength or you care. You understand? That's where management comes from. Steph Curry is one of the best basketball players, but he's not the president. He's not the owner of the Warriors. You understand? You're just a player on the Warriors. You're not in the business side, but you're so talented that we're building all of this around you, sir, because you are the face of this franchise. So when it comes to calisthenics, so let's use TeamSpartaa as an example. We have been very about the culture. TeamSpartaa is 8 years old. We've always been about the culture. We're in the parks, we're in the community. People are mad at us for not putting out YouTube content and being bigger than we are. But we were doing it for a different reason. But now we've decided we want to be public. So when we do a set, or because we put out sets to teach, to educate, this is, if you work hard, this is what you can become if you get out your own mind and train. And then, you know, we put out specific sets that we put our stamp on, like this is a TeamSpartaa set. You know, it's influenced by Barbarian or Beast Mode or whatever influenced us, but this is just our twist on this set. And then we see it taken by someone who's just using it for monetary purposes. Do we have the right to be upset? Do we have the right to address it? Or is it something like, it's still getting, as long as it's being seen, you know?
I feel like we have the right to say that if we should get some type of acknowledgement, because if those people are, claiming it, that it's their training, that they created it, and then they're getting paid for it, and they're, getting more followers because of it, and they're not giving them credit. It's just like, that's the wrong way to do it.
Yeah, but it's pull-ups, push-ups, dips is just in a specific order. So if we didn't invent the pull-up and the push-up and the dip, can we really take credit for a set? Because that's their logic.
Right.
That's the logic
the way
of
they want to see it. Then they're taking the easy way out and just basically ignoring everything that we're saying right now.
I just say it's all about how they market it. If they market it like this is our own, this is what we thought of.
Putting their name
it's like it goes back to what people say. It's not what you say; it's how you say it. So to offend someone,
that's very true.
Yeah. So it's all about how they put it out there, their energy toward how they put it out there.
Yeah, because what if they just be like, I got this from just somebody I seen in the park, instead of actually saying who it is, their name, what team they're on. You know what I'm saying? Go check them out. Here's their channel. Stuff like that. So we the type of people, we wear other people's shirts. We shout out other people. We do their sets. We are proud to say like, I got it from this team, and they did this. Go check them out, and then see how we doing it and our twist on it. So
I was just about to say that we all in the same sport. It's friendly competition. You want to promote your competitors as well as your team.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you feel like you in this by yourself, then you going.
Where's it going?
But so far you gonna go.
But a lot of people only want to play team when it's beneficial to them. It's just kind of like I have a foot in the door of the community, so when I need them, I'm still accepted, but I'm doing my own thing. So I'm only, it's a user mentality. I only rock with y'all when I need to, when I need content exactly. Because that's another problem now too, because it almost gets to the point, and I'll just vent on myself. I am so, in the beginning, when TeamSpartaa started, we were a team. I'm very much into competition. So, like if we are competing, we're not putting our work out there because I don't want people to see how we prepare, how we do anything. If you want that stuff, you need to join the team.
Right.
Simple as that. But now it's getting to the point of I'm mature now, I'm older, and it's just like I generally want to see calisthenics grow. I want to see people get stronger. So I give my little tips and stuff. So real talk, I'm not the type of person to get fully upset if you take my set. Yeah. But I do gauge you as a man, as a woman, as an athlete of you gave me credit, or shout out to Snoop. I saw Snoop do this first. Right. Respect, thank you. But if you don't, I just know in my mind that's not somebody that I can, we're not on the same page. I'm not gonna, I can't build with you, or your character, your end goal is different from mine. Because like I said, even though I'm TeamSpartaa, I'm still community. Some people are just their team. And when they want just popular stuff, or there's an event, a battle or something, we're gonna pop up because we're gonna use this for content too. We're not even in this. We're just showing up to this TeamSpartaa event or this bar brawl or something just to record and piggyback off of that. So I personally think this topic could go way deeper, but this seems like a good cutoff part. So everybody at home, I would like y'all to absolutely give your, like I said, if you follow this OpenBar joint, the after party is always in the comments. So please give us y'all 2 cents, what y'all opinions on it. We would like to know some topics that y'all would like to hear us discuss. And in closing, it's your boy Snoop, Coach Cap, Cheat Code, Muscle Up Mills. We signing out. Thank you for watching this video, and if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe, because there is plenty more to come from TeamSpartaa. OpenBar.